Hey YouTubers, this old sword back at ya. Trying to break the trend. I've been doing a lot of Wii knife reviews lately and best tech. Thought we'd depart a little bit, bring out one of my favorite Real Steels. This be the Archangel by Chad Los Banos. He is, I believe, a Hawaiian law enforcement officer. Has designed a lot of knives for Boker. A lot of those little, you'll know the name and I forgot, but a lot of those little subcom, I believe they call them, folders and various other small knives for Boker. This is a big one. So what we got here is D2. And we've got how many inches here? Oh, we could call that certainly 4 inches of cutting edge. Yes, sir. And if you measure it straight back to the handle, you've got about 3 3/4. For all of its size, it is not a heavy knife. Let's see what we got. 4.56 ounces, so under 5. Definitely feels lighter. I believe we've got some weight relieving. Oh yeah, we do. We've got some major round holes. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the show side. It balances very well in the hand. It has an unusual handle contour with all those scallops. I call them scallops. Maybe because I like scallops. Thumb rests very nicely right there. Can choke up a little bit. Thumb also can rest back there in more of a saber grip. It's great in a straight hammer grip. Works well in reverse grip. Put this guy some months back on the KME. Didn't really care for the edge that was on there. And as Doug Marcaida says, it will cut. Let's not have any bloodshed here. Got a good edge on it now, and that's partly because we've got a very high, right to the spine, flat ground. Satin finish, again D2. I'm not sure the Rockwell they're using on the D2. You can check that out. This one might have been an eBay sale. I can't remember because at the time there weren't too many of them around. A few other features. We've got a milled scalloped relief on the liner. It's on bearings. It's a lighter blade, but it'll drop shut. Opens with authority. Very good position on that flipper. You might notice we've got a wire clip, which is deep carry. I do like, don't have any trouble with the wire clips. Some people don't like the Spyderco wire clips. I find it works just fine. I'm not in an environment where, I'm out in a rough environment where things are going to catch on it or whatnot. Perhaps if I was, I'd want to switch it out for a solid clip. But this is the Archangel. Let's back out a little bit. Give you some comparisons. I can find them. Oh yeah. Here's my friend the Griptilian. Kind of small by comparison. I'd say a good inch on the blade. And the Perennial Rat 1. It's going to be a little bit bigger against it. I'd say they're pretty even. Even Steven. Let's pull out the tape again. Let's see what we got for overall length on this guy. I'm not pulling specs from the websites at this point. I figure we do a actual measurement. So we've got just about 9 inches overall. We've got a handle of 5 inches, and as I mentioned, the blade is 4 if you measure it to the cutting edge. It's one of these knives where the cutting edge actually travels a little further back than the main blade down to the handle, since it comes back kind of under the handle. Don't worry, I'll get my words together. So for somewhere in the vicinity, I believe, of $70, $75, maybe $80, possibly less. You got a fine knife here. The lockup, extremely solid, both directions. I'm not getting anything, not even any flex. You know, sometimes right at the joint, right at the pivot, you'll get some flex because the blade isn't that well supported. This one seems to have plenty of support. I've been flicking this a bit. Looks like that liner is at about 50%. Hopefully it's got a little more life out of it. I got some gunk on the blade there. Got a little bit of lint in there too. You can tell it's seen some pocket carry. We've got some standoffs here. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And they're silver, stainless, no doubt. But this is something you might want for an EDC. I think even though it's got that Persian sort of upswept looking look to it, if I put a straight line there, it's actually, if we look at the axis of the knife, that point is pretty close to being on center, and it is actually well below the back of the knife, so gives the appearance of being upswept. You got a little bit of curve to the back of the spine, but basically what I like is that point lines up straight. It's good for any detail work that you may be doing. Good for Marshall blade concepts. And that is the Real Steel Archangel. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you again. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Take care.